Building a clothing brand is almost impossible without Instagram. So I'm going to show you exactly how to run ads and how to make them profitable while only spending, seriously, 1 to 2 hours inside of Ads Manager per week. You'll start to get numbers like this, where we're getting 26 purchases, 43 purchases, 26 purchases, 29 purchases, all for a very great price. Yes, these are real numbers. Yes, you can get them. And that's exactly what we're gonna talk about in this video today. All right, so I'm gonna give you 3 things that you need to have in place to make sure that your Instagram ads are working really, really well and efficient for your business. Number 3 is strategy. What is your strategy to market? I remember when we took on a brand back in October of 2022, they literally had no strategy. They had been basically riding on the curtails of the pandemic, and because of that, so many people had been purchasing online, and then they realized, oh wow, we have to market. Their marketing strategies were PR, meaning that they got on the USA Today, they got on NBC5, they got on all those things, and they're a local Dallas-based business, so they got on all the local stations and got some PR for that period of time. It was a blip in the radar, and then it just died back down. And then for all of 2022, they had half of the sales that they were having in 2021 and in 2020. So the business kind of went like this, and then it went down, and then it went like this, and they were just nosediving. They had an agency working for them, just remarketing to all of their current customers, getting no new customers. I think when we took on this client, they had like 98, 95% returning customer rate, and we really want that number to be like 40%, 60% new customers, or really a blend of that. And so their Instagram was not working well. Their strategy to market was nurture their current customers, but they had no strategy to get a new customer to come buy for the first time. There wasn't anything that was enticing them. There was no incentives. The only thing that they did was a couple of times throughout the year, they told their friends to tell their friends about a warehouse sale, and they got a couple of purchases to kind of get them to a level that was okay for a month. They came to us struggling, trying to figure out how the heck they take this business on. And honestly, it took us probably 3 months before we really figured out the strategy that was going to work for them and how they could take this to market. Our strategy since finding success has been very simple though. What content can we create that is high quality, adds value to the audience, and that we can do at scale? Honestly, success is a combination of the quality and the quantity. Go look at your competitors who are winning today, and you'll see that they are pumping out a lot of content, or more so, everywhere. You have to find that kind of middle ground of, I'm gonna create really high quality content, and then I'm gonna create a lot of that content. There is no magic number for each person, but I do want you to put out as much content as possible, because those who can create just as much content as you, but do it at a higher quality, will beat you. And those that can create more content, double the amount of content with a little bit lower quality, will actually beat you as well. The goal is that you are everywhere to everyone. Most of the time, people cannot figure out what kind of content actually works for their brand, and that is what we can actually talk about here today. So back to the strategy, what actually made this brand get new customers? It all revolved around content creation, which, like I said, we'll talk about here in a second. But what really helped them reach new customers was creating an offer that was not able to be refused. So they had free shipping, they gave away free gifts, they did all of these things that didn't devalue the brand. We didn't do a straight discount. We did things to get the brand in front of new people. And what you will realize is that Facebook, Instagram, kind of the same platform really, they prioritize if there is a good offer on the actual content. What we've done, and we've continued to do at this point, is just basically compile a big piece of data, or a lot of data, of what kind of ads really work right now, and then how you can use them to basically mimic. I'm gonna give you the 3 I's that you need to understand within your strategy: imitate, iterate, and then innovate. So right now, your job to create new customers is to imitate the competition. And so we've created a link for inside of Foreplay. It's completely free. Like, Foreplay is an amazing platform, but what it allows you to do is save ads, save images, basically anything that's really good creative into one spot. We have a little swipe file. If you want that, just comment the word Foreplay down below and we'll send you the link, and you can go and look at all of the ads that we've used. That really is a big secret there, because the first thing you want to do is to imitate. The next thing is to iterate, basically making your own variations of the things that have already worked. And then the last thing, what most people do first, is that they try to innovate. Don't go out and try to create the new content right now. You don't have anything that's proven. Just take what other people are doing and make it your own. Steal like an artist, as they say. So our strategy, as a sum, was to create great content, do it at a higher frequency, and create a great offer. But it really is that simple. It is not really necessarily easy. When I show you inside of Ads Manager, it will all start to make sense. So number two, as we mentioned just a second ago, but a very important part as we go in depth here, is the content creation. So without content creation, it is almost impossible to gain traction, especially in social. Instagram is all visual. I actually just talked to a streetwear brand a couple of weeks ago. He started in October 2022. Guess what he was doing? Posting a ton of TikToks, posting a bunch of reels. He was in the drop game. His site was open and then it was closed, which I know a lot of you guys probably run into, where you have certain collections that are in stock or pre-orders and then they die out. So what he did, he got a loan from his mom and he put in half. I think he put in like $6K, and he made almost all of the money back. He still's got quite a few of the products actually just sitting at his house. But what he did is he created content to build the brand. Like I said, he was doing TikToks and reels and posting, and guess what? He made $5,000 of his $6,000 back, plus he has enough inventory that he actually could make more than enough money. So it was like, cool, you're on the right path. But for the next 9 months, guess what he did? He stopped posting. Why? My biggest pet peeve in business is when people do not stay consistent or do the things at a reasonable time interval. I seriously know tons of business owners who failed only because they couldn't prioritize their content creation consistently. I've fallen victim of this before too. Not so much in the consistency piece for like the posting, but like when I spend time on things that I feel like is being productive in areas that actually do not matter. Please heed this warning and focus on a great strategy and content creation, because then this final piece will actually help you when we jump into how do we build these ads. Now, again, the content creation, you've got to be consistent. I did not tell you a specific number. I'm happy to tell you a specific number. I would love for you to post 3 original pieces of content per day, post it across 4 different platforms of short form content at minimum 3 to 7 stories per day on Instagram. You don't have to start there. You can get to that point. Right now, I would rather you post 2 times a day or 1 time a day or 5 times a week versus trying to do all of that at once. Consistency over time builds trust. Trust allows you to have an authority. Authority gives you the ability to charge what you need to charge to actually make real money. And that is what will give us the leeway that we need to make this ads inside of here actually work. Number 1 right here is the Instagram ads setup. Let me give you the theory behind our setup and why it is effective, and then show you exactly how you can copy this for your business. We are going right now into what we call our dynamic creative testing. This is what it looked like for the last 30 days. The reason that we have it set up like that, 7 days after clicking a 1-day view, this gives the most data to Facebook. It is a 7-day attribution window, meaning that Facebook or Instagram, I keep using Facebook, Instagram, same thing, are optimizing for a 7-day window. However, if we had a bigger budget, I probably would go to 1-day click. That's just kind of the caveat here I'll just give you into this video. But as you can see here, all of our stuff is labeled broad. These ad sets are based off of concepts that we've created. Dynamic creative is turned on. We'll show you how to build this out here in a second. We actually are testing something that I probably would do a little bit different for you. Our frequency is a little bit different than most brands because of this, but we're testing something for this one where we're excluding past purchasers because we really want new customers for this brand. We do really well with returning customers. We don't want to hit any of them. So 21 to 64-year-old women, that is literally it. All we're doing is excluding. There's no interest, there's no lookalike, there's nothing on here. And I'm not saying that those cannot work. Absolutely, I think they can work. Is it the best strategy for you and your brand? Probably not, because you're going to be paying a premium. And if you're watching this video, a lot of times it's really figuring out your setup and understanding that the stuff inside of Ads Manager, that's a very small percentage, 5%, maybe 10% of the actual business. Whereas the other 2 things that I just mentioned are the pieces that are of the puzzle that are needed to be able to make your business grow. You need the good strategy and you need the content creation to make your ads work. So this is just an example of how the ads are set up. As you can see, purchases are great. Cost per purchase is great. Are these the real numbers? Probably not. We get a little bit better numbers inside of Triple Whale, so they're probably off. These numbers are probably off by 5-10%, maybe. But they are a very good indication of what Facebook believes is winning campaigns and winning ad sets, and this is a really good gauge of like what does success look like. No, we're not talking about these normal $16 purchases being $50. That's not the case. They may be off by a little bit. Maybe instead of 16, it's 17, 30, or $18. So very close. What you can see though is that we've created ad sets based off of concepts of creative. So for this one, it's New Arrivals Volume 13, and inside of it, you will see that we have all graphics. So this ad set, we've tested it over time that graphics work the best for this brand. So we're creating variations. So we are no longer imitating, we're actually iterating different variations of our graphics. Should we do fine text? Should we do a fade in the background? Should we pop them forward? Should it be on a white background? Should it be on a brick background? Those are all the tests that we're running right now. And so it has its own ad set. If I was going to do this a little bit differently, I would do a new arrivals DCT V13 videos, and the ad set would be videos, and I would compare videos versus graphics. In different video types, could be collection type videos, it could be UGC, etc. So my point is, make sure that you are actually testing when you're doing your dynamic creative testing. Let me go ahead and start to build this campaign for you. I think this is a really important piece, is the setup here. Like I said, it's 10%. It's very easy to do. However, if you mess up the 10%, it can affect everything. Even if you have a great offer, a great ad, if you mess up the setup, it can affect everything. But before we get into Ads Manager, if you know that you need more insight into what it takes to grow your clothing brand to 6 or 7 figures, I would highly suggest for you to schedule a free strategy call with us. Yes, it is free. All you need to do is check the link in the description down below. There are limited spots. We are not a 1,000,000-person team. We are a small team focused on growing clothing brands. So if you want to chat with us about how that can help you grow your brand, make sure you check the link in the description down below. To set up this campaign, very simply, we're gonna hit that create, that green button. We're gonna go for sales because I know that you want sales. Please do not go for traffic. We're gonna do a manual sales campaign. We do have other videos about Advantage Plus. Honestly, right now, as of this recording, the most up-to-date video for what's going on, probably wouldn't touch Advantage Plus yet. We've been playing around with it. We saw some early success, then it kind of dies off. I would just go back to the manual sales campaign. Let's rock this for a little bit. So go ahead and click continue. You can label it whatever you would like. Our campaign names are basically around the concept. So if this is new arrivals and it's broad, we just want to label it as such. You can label it however you would like. Make sure that it makes sense for you. We're gonna go through here. We don't need to do an A/B test. Advantage campaign budget. This is just a fancy name. They want us to use that, but it used to be CBO or campaign budget optimization. It will tell you exactly right here. But basically it's gonna distribute the budget through that campaign to several different ad sets. You can run the campaign at $100 a day, $200 a day, $1,000 a day, $10,000 a day, doesn't matter. I really wouldn't go much lower than like $50 a day, especially for multiple ad sets. One ad set's probably the most you could do for that. Ad set wise, gonna go over there. Again, we're going broad. This is usually the audience I'm going after. So you could say women, and we can go 24 to 64 years old, doesn't matter. Again, label it however you are going to understand it. This is automatically set to website and shop. A lot of times we will move it to website. Website and shop has been, I would say, fruitful for us, but it just depends on the brand. So make sure you test it out. As a default, like I said, I would just go to website. Maximize conversions, that's exactly what we want. Make sure that we select our pixel. Conversion event, we are going for purchase. Dynamic creative, make sure that's on. That's a big button that a lot of people forget to miss. And I'll explain a little bit more about the dynamic creative here in a second. All right, scroll through. And then what did we say? We wanted 24 to 64-year-olds. So go ahead and switch this. 24 to 64. We want just women. All right. Everything else looks good placement wise. Okay. And you are good to go. So whether you're an established brand just starting out or just now advertising, doesn't matter. Or you've spent thousands of dollars or no dollars, doesn't matter. This setup will work the exact same way here. Go ahead and go to the ad level. Make sure that Facebook and Instagram is connected. People often ask, how does broad work and how's it going to target if it's going after that many people? I don't want to waste my money on those people. Well, it's going to target through your ad, your headline, your creative. It's going to target through your website. It's going to target through everything that it has access to of yours. And as long as you are clear and call those people out. For example, you say women in rural America who want the best looking dresses for fall. Well, guess what? If you have a picture of a woman who's wearing a dress for fall, it's going to be able to target that person. If you don't give it any creative ideas and you just say
the best sale ever,
and then it's got a picture of a woman who's wearing a dress and has sunglasses on and you can't tell anything about the picture, well then guess what? It's going to have a really hard time targeting that person. It's going to target it based off of the creative, based off your headlines, your preview lines, your website, where you send people. And so that is how it's going to do the targeting. And it will do a much better job than you or I ever could. It's much smarter than us. So it will learn. It does take time. If you expected this campaign to be set up and then you spend $50 a day and then within a week you're making a 20x return, probably not realistic. and probably need to go figure out some other stuff to do for your marketing. But if you want something that's proven over time to give you incremental lift in your business and to help you scale and build an actual brand, then you're at the right place. Then I think Instagram will be able to do that. The only difference between Facebook and Instagram here is that we're gonna check different placements for Instagram. Back here, let's see here. So I typically would leave this on as all placements, and I normally would. It tells you to recommend that. But if you want Instagram only, we can just unclick those other two, and now we have Instagram only option. Go over to the ad level. For the dynamic creative, we suggest 3 to 4 pieces of creative. For example, for this, we're gonna grab as many graphics or images that are related to each other as possible. 2 primary text and 2 headlines. Quick tip for you, for your primary text, your headlines, make sure that you do it in a Google Doc. Make sure that you use something else like a ChatGPT or a Bard to give you some new prompts, come up with some creative language. I like to prompt it by asking it to think and write like a Dan Kennedy or Eugene Schwartz, because that's direct response copywriting. I like to give it all of my Facebook page, all of my Instagram, my blogs, so that it can match my voice. And then that's a good starting point. It gives some variations, and then you can really get some nice iterations of copy. But Facebook's going to do the hard work for you. So you're gonna have 3 pieces of creative, you're gonna have 2 headlines, 2 primary text, and when you do that, it's gonna find the right combination to put together, and then you're gonna be able to pick the winner. I'll show you how to find the winner here in a second. I turned off the optimize creative for each person. You can leave that on if you'd like. It's not really gonna make or break anything, so up to you. I'm gonna go ahead and select images here. Let's just grab, okay, so I'm gonna grab these 3 right here. Website, primary text, let me jump into adding those. Perfect, all addresses, add a text option. Obviously, this is not the copy I would use, so please don't copy that. Okay, then I'd go to the website. Okay, go through, make sure it's on. Offline events, everything's kind of moving to CAPI, which is Conversions API. And so a lot of these buttons over here below this may or may not even be an option for you in the future. Don't worry. Just make sure that if there's a website event, it is clicked and it is green. Any other options that you have here, make sure that it is clicked and it is green. This will show you what it looks like. This is the feed, profile, Instagram Explore. This is your stories, Instagram Reels. This is all the placements for Instagram. If you had something like Triple Whale, which I would highly suggest for you to do, if you're spending over $100 a day, definitely check out Triple Whale. We do have a deal with them. I believe it's 15% off for life. So if you want access to Triple Whale, there is a link down in the description down below. Basically, this will give you like server-side tracking, so you actually get the real numbers in your business, and it's a great reporting software. They have new pricing, so it's actually even more affordable if you've looked at it before and were like, I don't think I could check that out or make that work. But if you're spending $100 a day, even like $75 a day, I would highly suggest to check it out. But you'd put your Triple Whale parameter URL in here. Always need to have that so it can track effectively. And then you're essentially ready to go. I always do a double check, triple check to make sure that this is good, then hit publish, and then Facebook will make it work. Now, the biggest and most important thing here is what do you do afterwards? So we want to go over to these ads that have been running, and I'll show you, okay, how do we find these winners? Let's find this one. It's got 64 purchases inside of here. So this is our DCT for New Arrivals Volume 11, just a little quick hack for you boutique people who go through new arrivals like crazy. We just keep updating them. So you want to go over to, the breakdown, image and slideshow, dynamic creative breakdown, and then we can see here that this cost per purchase very, very high. I would replace this one or just turn it off, which we did. $128. Okay, this graphic didn't work. This one had 19 for 24. This one right here had 39 for $16.90. Winner, absolutely great. So a couple of ways we can do this. We can go to share, Facebook post with comments, and this will also tell us. Facebook says, okay, I do like this one. It also likes this one. So we can grab the post ID, and then we could take the post ID and put it into another campaign. But essentially, what I would want to do, because you're probably figuring out, okay, well, which one's a winner? Well, this one was clearly a winner right here, as we went back to. This one was clearly a winner. Facebook really liked this one as well. When you do the Facebook post with comments, it will it will put the one that it thinks is the best up at the top. And you guys saw it here too with social proof. 117 likes, 3 comments, 6 shares, like boom, perfect social proof here. We grab that post ID and then put that into our own campaign. That is a whole nother video. We do have videos on how to do that, but whole different type of video, how you would do it really quickly, just because I'm gonna show you. This you cannot do for a dynamic creative. Yes, all right, so go ahead and turn that off. And then this ad set would be all post IDs. So you can create an ad, use existing post, select post, and I'm not gonna go find the exact one, but let's just say you found it. I clicked on the date and it gave me the post up on the top here. So everything after the post, copied this. So Command C or Control C, however you did it. And then I'll go back and enter the post ID here. So enter post ID, hit enter, keeps our social proof, and then we'll run it as its own ad. Hopefully in the boutique world, you can get this back in stock, or if you are like a jean company or whatever else, you could take this piece and then just continue to scale it. Now it's in its own campaign, or really its own ad set, and then this particular ad can continue to run on its own. What you could also do is go find other winning ads and then plug those in here as well. Keep using the existing posts, already social proof, already learning, already winning ad. So that is how I would run Instagram ads for a clothing brand. So just to kind of recap really quickly, really good strategy, most important. Content creation, that's going to find the best pieces of content you can use for your ads. And then this ad setup, very simple, as you saw here, very easy to set up. But the important part here is the content creation, and then taking the winning ads and then spending more money on it. If you are an established brand and you're trying to scale your advertising efforts, make sure you go watch this video right here on advanced Facebook ads. That is going to help you a lot. All right, y'all have a great rest of your day. We'll see you next time. And P.S., make sure you hit the subscribe button.